Hello there, and welcome to my life, at least my life on this particular Sunday. I know this is a little bit of a different kind of video for my channel if you've been here before, but thanks for watching anyway. I'm actually a pastor. I've been in ministry for a very long time. That's not how I earn my living. I'm an attorney. That's how I get my paychecks. But I've been pastoring a church in my community for well over a decade. And so as you can imagine, my Sundays are kind of a big ordeal between pastoring and kids and being a wife and a homemaker and all the other things. And I've gotten some questions from people in real life about what does that look like? How does it come together? Especially if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I also love the beauty space and perfumes and all that. I thought I'd do a get ready with me on a Sunday kind of vlog and also show you some of the things that go into pastoring and what my Sunday mornings are like. So this is obviously a very abbreviated version of a day for me, but I'll give you some of the highlights. But first we need to rewind a bit. My day usually starts earlier than 7 a.m. on a Sunday, but that's just when I started recording this day. I head downstairs. My kids are usually still upstairs, sometimes still sleeping, and I just kind of start to get into the day. Have some water, make some coffee. By the way, this is the Breville Touch machine. You can get it on sale. This is not the latest model. They've got some really expensive, even fancier ones out now, but this one is fantastic, and I make the best espresso at home. It's a little bit of a learning curve, even for a touchscreen machine, but I absolutely love it and just never feel the need to buy coffee anymore. So I get myself some coffee, and I try to then go find a place to just spend some time with the Lord. Usually I spend a little bit of time with God just by myself, just prayer time, Bible reading, not sermon prep, not anything really to do with church, but just spending time with God and starting the day. Then I grab usually my notes or whatever it is that I'm working on or working from for the sermon. I usually sit down at my computer. I didn't film that, but after I do some reading, after I do some praying, I sit down at my computer and I start going over my notes and other things, PowerPoint presentation, etc. for service. Then I'm dealing with the kids and their needs. This particular morning, at some point, they came downstairs and they were ready for breakfast. I typically fast before church. That's in part because I'm trying to do intermittent fasting for health reasons, for weight loss reasons, all of that. But I also just feel better and more focused when I give my message on an empty stomach or in a fasted state. So I'm making some eggs for them. I know this doesn't look like, if there are chefs watching this, you're like, what the heck is she doing with those eggs? This is not the most sophisticated way to make scrambled eggs, but that's how my kids like to eat it, and it's quite simple. So I usually do a pretty healthy breakfast for them. Some berries, some eggs, some avocado. I try to do very low carb, low sugar start of the day for the kids. So I'm getting all this together. This avocado was not very ripe, so it was kind of not ideal putting this together. Whoops, poor kids. They ate it. They didn't complain, at least if I recall correctly. So I'm setting the table for them, and they're heading down in just a moment. My little guy is going to come and take his seat next to his sister, claiming his seat, I should say, before his sister. Then I head upstairs and start the cleaning. I'm making the bed. My room is a mess. There's toys, there's all that stuff. All right, now it's time to get dressed and skincare. So I do my vitamin C. I do some peptide booster. I do a face moisturizer and, of course, sunscreen. I was going to try to do a curly style that day, and it just did not work. So I ended up doing kind of a slick, basic bun. And let me just tell you, if you want a gel that's going to give you some hold and never, ever, ever flake, get yourself some of that aloe vera stuff. It's the same thing you use for burn treatments, but it's fantastic for your hair. Oh my gosh, I'm flying through the makeup portion of this, but I do a light makeup application for church. I try not to draw a whole lot of attention to myself when I'm obviously if I'm giving the sermon People are looking at me, but my makeup is minimal and it's really just enough to feel confident and put together, professional looking, appropriate looking. I tied my hair down to get a little slickness, get dressed, and it's time to pick out my perfume. No, this was not for staging. I do sort of play with my perfumes a bit as I'm picking them out in the morning. It's part of the fun, and I decided to go with a little floral scent. All right, so we're on our way to church now. I know it looks like I'm out in the country. It's really not that. It's just kind of a little scenic route on the way to the building. And this is my little church building. Isn't it cute? It's old. It's well over 100 years old, but it's totally renovated on the inside. It just looks quaint and old-fashioned from the outside. We've been doing a series on the fruit of the Spirit, and we were launching into kindness, which is one of the fruit listed in Galatians. So I do my message, I do my prayer. I did not film anything from the audience perspective or any of that. Of course, I want people to go to church and have their privacy. Okay, so our church, as a part of this series, was supposed to bring in, each family would bring in a bowl that could be used as like a fruit bowl to represent symbolically the fruit of the Spirit. It's a lot of fun, but I encourage people to go thrifting for this and not spend money or just bring in one from home. So we visited the local thrift shop and I totally forgot how fun thrifting can be. I spotted a set of glasses for myself and I decided to pick them up. Here's my little helper helping me wrap these. His dad was so nervous, my husband was so nervous that he was going to break it, but he did a great job and was so happy to help. I had been in the market for these kind of French style, or at least that's the way they're advertised in like Crate and Barrel, in the places that I was looking, this sort of shape of glass, and I found these the exact right shape, and they were so cute and so much less expensive than what I was going to pay. So I snagged them, brought them home, gave them a very good wash and polishing to make sure they were nice and shiny and sparkly, and was having a good time admiring my work, though it took forever. Once they were all clean and sparkly, I set them out to dry, and I used them for Sunday dinner, which I'll show you in a moment. So I moved on to lunch. I had already made my kids a lunch and they had eaten, and now I was ready for my first meal of the day, which I decided on this particular day to make a protein shake. So I used some berries, some flax milk, some avocado, some flax seed, and protein powder. It was delicious. I don't make protein shakes that often, but every now and then, if I want something that's quick and healthy and loaded with protein, again, trying to be better about health and fitness. And I'm making a lot of progress, but it's hard and it's for life. So there we go. By the way, nothing like feeding insecurities than watching these horrible, awkward camera angles trying to record a vlog, which is totally new to me. So, okay, well, there's that. Okay, church is done. We are home and everything is all locked up and secure at the church building, and I've served the kids lunch, and now they're just relaxing and enjoying company with family. And now I'm going to change and relax myself, and then it's dinner time. Each Sunday we do kind of a big family Sunday dinner, which is super fun, but also sometimes a lot of work. I'll take you along with me. I seem so tired in that video. It's funny to watch. All right, here's my set table with my new glasses, new thrifted glasses, and my Williams-Sonoma French porcelain dishes. I loved the way it turned out. I totally forgot to film the cooking part of this video and the table when the food was all on it, but before we ate. So this is after we'd served ourselves, but doesn't it look delicious? Are you jealous? I know. And I know I just said that I'm trying to do better about eating, and there's fried chicken on this table. Okay, my sister cooked this day. I didn't have anything to do with planning the menu. It was very nice, very generous of her. And I make an exception for Sunday dinners. It's a family tradition that's been in my family since I was a kid, since before I was a kid, generations before me. And I've started hosting now that I'm all grown up and have a family of my own. So it's great, and I love to share it with my kids. So we really just enjoy our time together on Sundays. All right, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for following me on this particular Sunday and seeing a little bit of what my life is like. If you enjoyed this, if it was interesting to you, if you'd like to see more, please do leave a like and a comment. I love, love, love to hear from you, and I can't wait to see you next time. Until then, be blessed, and thanks so much for watching.